let's work on a few things.
The throwing will always start with your legs.
And getting the power from the ground
Up through your ankles, through your knees,
through your hips, through your shoulders, into your right arm.
Once you get the energy traveling up
From the ground, you don't want any of that energy to go anywhere except to the fingertips in the ball and at the release point so you can drive the football. I used to keep basically a base that was slightly wider than my shoulders. It gave me really good balance. I could stride quickly, and that stride was kind of the impetus of the throw. As soon as I stride, I would load the football, and you could see my head is behind my center of gravity, which is the center frame of my body. I never wanted to stride with my head in front of the center of my chest because you would lose a lot of power that way. So it's almost like loading a golf swing, loading a baseball swing, or a slap shot. Same thing with a football. So as I would stride with my left foot, the ball would be slightly pushed back with my right foot, and my arm would try to stay really relaxed because it should really be a whip, like a spaghetti noodle. Shortstop position, right on the balls of your feet. Just like a really athletic position. Like I said, you could hit a baseball from here, you could field a ground ball from here, you could throw a football from here. My left shoulder would essentially be pointed at my target, which in this case is straight ahead. So as I point straight ahead and I stride, I load the ball. I also rotate my left shoulder a little bit opposite of my throw. So I'm basically crossing that front shoulder over the left side to create a little torque between my shoulder and my hip. And the more I could create, the more energy I could store, then I would unleash the storage of that energy on the throw. So those are the two main points. One is the ground force, which is essentially the stride. Two is the torque, which is the disassociation between my left shoulder and my hips. And you asked me this in the car, what changed over the course of my career? I used to use this left arm for power, and I would try to swing my left arm open to try to gain velocity. But what I realized over time was this left arm, it would hang out in front and it wouldn't move. So I'd almost rotate around my left arm. Yeah. Okay, so instead of using my arm to pull my body through, I would use my left arm to stabilize my body, my eyes would stay level, and then all my energy would be going forward. If I was swinging my left arm that way, a lot of my energy would be going that direction if I was trying to throw it straight ahead. Call that vector training. You'd want to get all of your vectors right at my target, okay? Stride, torque, throw. What I like to do at the last part of the throw is I'm releasing the ball, I'm really releasing, right? I'm always trying to touch his nose.
Were you doing that every time you threw a football to a receiver?
Always, trying the best I could. So knees are bent like a shortstop, short stride, my head's behind my center of gravity, my left shoulder is slightly rotated with torque, and then as I fire my hips through, this left arm stays kind of right in front and relaxed, and then my eyes are level, and the ball is being released right at his face. And then as I get my legs more warmed up, I'll try to go a little faster with my feet and even relax my arm a little more. So if someone said, I want you to throw the ball harder, I would move a little faster into the target, and I try to relax my upper body even more.
But there's one thing that, whether it's college players, young NFL players,
Yep.
high school kids, are doing that you don't like.
The error for most people is they use their upper body to create the torque. So they use their head and their shoulder to gain power. They think they're gaining power and velocity that way. But the reality is the power should start with the legs. So you never want to throw your head and your shoulder to the left of your target if you're a lefty. You want to throw all your power straight ahead, and then you torque around this front arm. Legs are bent. See, I'm in a good athletic position. Really relaxed. Stride, rotate, and then the ball would stay nice and relaxed. That time my head, I could feel it just go a smidge that way. Let me tell you one cheat on that drill. Every NFL head coach would say, stand tall in the pocket and release the ball high. But the only way to release the ball high, because a lot of times that arm is at a 90-degree angle, is to tilt your body to the outside of your frame, which is, again, is a big loss in efficiency. So in golf, they call it a reverse C. I would say in football, you'd almost want a reverse C as well. So I can almost still throw a football
from that direction.
And the reality is that's how a lot of these guys like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow are throwing now. They can still create a 90-degree angle, but you see, if I put my arm at a 90-degree angle and I just change my hip position, I'm not changing my arm angle.
It's like those throws with Pat and Aaron where it's sometimes an announcer will say it looks like sidearm, but it's really not sidearm.
It's really a side bend.
Yeah.
That 90-degree angle, if I create just with my hips rotating, and this is the major problem with a lot of young players and a lot of college players, they start throwing like this and their energy is not going at the target. So here, bent, you can see I would work on a lot of sidearm throws to get the feel. And the important part is not to let your head go to the left. So that funnel goes right to where my target is. I have all my weight behind, and then a torque.
Then there's a step in there somewhere where we win 7 Super Bowls.
Well said, KB.